Hello class, Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. Hopefully you are well. Now I would like to introduce myself. I'm the Mustafa Kamal, lecturer of accounting, Vijay Shorty College, Chattogram. Today I would like to discuss about a new chapter, which is the first chapter of our cost accounting and management accounting. My dear student, it is very much important. If you go any factory or manufacturing concern, you will be known that without knowing this chapter, you won't be able to determine your cost. You won't be able to determine your total cost of the production or production cost, and how will you determine or ascertain your sales price. So it's so much complex situation. That's why there is another courses. This is called CMA. That means cost management accountant. You may be known that, or it is known to you that there are two kinds of professional accountants. One is chartered accountant, who are related to our financial costing or financial accounting. It is the post-mortem. That means they have the duty of after transaction, but the duty of cost management accountant is that this is the free action you have to determine. So you have to predict. It is the free condition or free action of production. You have to make a budget. You have to make a suggestion for the company. If your assumption will be failure, your job will be lost. However, today I would like to discuss some terms of this chapter. What is cost? Cost is the amount of money which is given for buying or to acquire any asset. So you can ask me, so what is the expense? What is the definition of expense? Expense is the expired portion of cost. That means if you buy any asset and some of the part of it, if it is used to consume, that will be the expense. And if there is no amount or money, if there is no existing asset or consumed, you didn't consume, so this amount will be the loss. That means it can be defined as like as this way. I mean, it's also loss is the part of cost which is not available or existing now, and this is not your asset also. I mean, which is not consumed or available now. This amount will be the loss. However, in our today's chapter, I have to discuss some formula, and there are also two statements. The formula is that there is sales unit. We know sales unit equal to opening unit plus production unit minus closing unit. In this way, you can determine the missing amount. You will be given some amount or items of this formula, and putting this value in this formula, you will get the missing amount. This is number one formula. Another formula is profit on sales, but if there is no sales, you have to determine the profit, but there is no sales. Then the formula will be total cost into rate divided by 100 minus rate. Third formula is that valuation of closing stock. Valuation of closing stock, how will it be determined? The formula is the total manufacturing cost divided by production unit into closing unit. Dear student, listen and careful that you have to determine the production unit and closing unit. How will be determined? You can take the assistance of formula number 1. This is called sales unit equal to opening unit plus production unit. However, I want to discuss about our cost statement. In our cost statement, you may be known that it is also related our intermediate first year. I mean HSC first second paper and our cost accounting, management accounting. So you can go these items which is spoken by me right now. If you see the book, you will be known everything. However, now I would like to discuss about the cost statement or profit or loss. Dear student, at first you have to take the opening stock of raw material, then purchase of raw material, and closing stock. You have to less the closing stock of raw material. After deducting this amount, you will get the raw material used or consumed. After that, you have to add all kinds of direct expenses, direct labor, direct expenses like this. Then you will get the prime cost. After that, you have to add the factory overhead or manufacturing overhead. Which are the factory overhead? Dear student, I want to say that all kinds of indirect expenses or factory expenses will be added here, as depreciation of machinery, fuel and electricity, drawing house salary, accounting house salary, etc., etc. All kinds of factory overhead will be added here, and after that you will get the production cost or manufacturing cost or work cost. However, you have to add opening work in process and less closing work in process. Then you will get the total manufacturing cost. After that, you have to add the opening stock of finished good. After adding this item, you will get cost of goods available for sale. That means you can sell this amount, but at the end of the period or our year, you have some amount of goods which is not sold. So you have to less this amount. After deducting this or reducing this amount, you get the cost of goods sold. That means how much amount of how many amount of goods you sold in this year, then it will be clear. After that, you have to add the commercial or marketing administrative expenses. Then you will get the total cost. After that, you will get after getting this kind of total cost, you have to add the profit. At the profit, then you will get the sales. However, if the sales amount is given and and you have to compare, at that time you have to compare. If your sales price is higher than your cost price, then it will be profit. If your sales price is less than your total cost, then it will be loss. Then you have to less the loss from your total cost. After that, you will get the sales price. However, my dear student, sometimes in our question there are some different items. I mean, if you are given or if you are required to determine the cost and profit or loss or its cost statement or cost sheet, then it will be done as I said. But in some cases, in sometimes it is different question. Some different question will come in our exam, as you are required to make a statement of cost of goods sold. Then you have to make the cost of goods sold, and sometimes you are required to make an income statement. If it is given, you have to make an income statement as our financial statement. In our financial statement, which are done by us. I mean, this is sales minus cost of goods sold. Then you will get the gross profit. After that, you have to less the commercial expenses or marketing expenses. Then you will get the net profit. This is one kind of income statement. So, my dear student, sometimes it is very important that your closing stock of finished good is not available. If it is not available, you have to take the formula. You have to take the assistance of formula. However, my dear student, I want to discuss. I would like to discuss lots of things today's class, in my today's class. So I feel that it will be very much fruitful for you if you want to understand. So thank you very much. Stay at home, stay safe, and pray for us and all, so that we may be fine. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.